So, we are a few hours till game time. With this in mind, I wanted to dive into this conversation point that was actually brought to my attention on the Our Canucks subreddit. A lot of my sort of browsing features a lot of Our Canucks material, and as a result, I was turned over to a Sportsnet article that was published by Ian McIntyre earlier this week on the 23rd. Take a look at this. Quinn Hughes and Kevin Lankinen have been the biggest factors driving the Vancouver Canucks' recent success. And this is a statement that I don't think many Canucks fans would disagree with. Hughes has been fantastic, so has Lankinen. But the reason this article is interesting to me is because of a few set of comments that Rick Tocchet went out there and made in regards to that same Quinn Hughes and some of the other guys he has had the pleasure of coaching in the past. Let's scroll down into this iMac piece. Link is going to be in the description, by the way. The other factor, aside from Kevin Lankinen, that has been helping the Vancouver Canucks, it's the stunning Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes could come off a Norris winning season when he was the best defenseman on the planet and be even more dominant and influential. On a Tuesday night when Danton Heinen scored twice for the Canucks and Miller had a goal and 2 assists while playing through whatever injury he is nursing, and Elias Pettersson had the best game of his disappointing start, and Kiefer Sherwood had another dozen hits to go with a pair of assists, no one on the ice was close to Quinn Hughes. The 25-year-old captain collected only a couple of assists from the Canucks' 6 goals, but he was on the ice for the first 5 Vancouver goals and none for Chicago's. 5-on-5 shots were 14-4 for the Canucks with Hughes playing, and 22-11 for the Blackhawks when Hughes wasn't. With Hughes, scoring chances were 9-1 and high danger chances were 5-1, both in favor of Vancouver. Now, before we dive into the comments, that's kind of ridiculous. The team is just so much better on the ice when Hughes is on it compared to when he is off it. And, I start to maybe even worry a little bit. Really, the Blackhawks were outchancing the Vancouver Canucks 22-11 when Quinn Hughes wasn't on the ice. I don't know if that says something about the Canucks or it says something about the Blackhawks. I mean, what? The Blackhawks are a team that's good enough that we should take seriously now? And with Quinn Hughes not on the ice, they were severely outchancing the Canucks by double? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If anything, it does cement the point home that Quinn Hughes is good, which I don't think is surprising anybody at this point, but to note how good he is, that's sort of the reason we're making this video here. Let's go back over to the article here. Hughes told us in early September that he thought he would be even better than he was during his 92-point year last year. We should have believed him. I think my mentality is at another level, he said Tuesday night. I don't know if I'll get to the numbers that I got to last year, but I think that my overall game is better. I'm spreading the puck around a lot and getting shots. They haven't really gone into much, but we've played pretty good. For me, it's always the process. If the process is good, I'm happy with that. Similar comments, honestly, out of Hughes and JT Miller. Miller said that even if his point production takes a hit, he gets 20 fewer points or whatever. If he's playing better defensively, then he's okay with it. Quinn Hughes saying the same thing. I might not get to 92 points, but I do think my mentality and my perception of the game is better than it was last year. Good mentality for these Canucks to have. But of course, for any Canucks fans that took these guys in fantasy, it does kind of sting a little bit because mentality and work ethic doesn't necessarily translate onto the score sheet. But either way, if the team is winning more games, I don't think anybody can really complain too hard. Right? Let's go out there and read some of the extra comments. I think Hughes is the type of kid where he's chasing perfection, right? Canucks coach Rick Tocchet said. I don't think he ever sits back. He's thinking like, teams are going to come game plan for me, so what do I do if they do this? Like, that's how he thinks. We actually talk about that. Like, if a team is going to be high on him to take away space, what's the next play? And that's why he is chasing perfection. Tocchet said, this relentless pursuit is 100% a common trait among the greatest players in hockey, and he cited Sidney Crosby as Exhibit A. Crosby is always trying to He changes his workouts, he changes his patterns, he changes what he does in practice, Tocchet said of Sid, whom he coached as part of Mike Sullivan's staff with the Penguins. He's chasing perfection, and Hughes is the same type of guy. They have that mindset. And look, I don't know about you, But Sidney Crosby has been one of the best captains and players the NHL has seen this millennium. Now, sure, Tocchet was a part of the coaching staff that had Crosby pretty much doing stuff maybe after his prime. Like, I think once Crosby started falling out of the conversation of best player in the league to Connor McDavid around 2018, 2019-ish, that's maybe when Crosby started to take a little bit of a backseat, but he is still one of the top, I'd say top 6, top 7 centers in the NHL, and you could maybe even make the argument for being higher up there in overall players. Crosby's a tough dude. Really, really strong player who has built crazy winning habits over his long career and who has 3 Stanley Cups and 4 Stanley Cup Finals appearances to show for it. Tocchet was able to exhibit that, and for him to say that Quinn Hughes has similar traits is a really good compliment. We'll see how that fares on the ice later tonight when the Penguins play off against the Vancouver Canucks. Yeah, great segue, look at that. That's why I wanted to make this video here this afternoon as some fodder for Vancouver Canucks fans to dive headfirst into the Vancouver and Pittsburgh discourse. But seeing Quinn have those same qualities as Sidney Crosby, I think it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Interestingly, Hughes said one of the main reasons he has started so well is how differently and how much better he prepares his body for the NHL season than when he was starting out as a pro. And remember, the Dynamo from Michigan started so well that he was the runner-up to Cale Makar for the Calder Trophy in 2020. When I was younger, I was coming out of camp with groin injuries, he said. Like 20, 21, 22, I was injured. I missed 2 games one year, 4 games the next, and it's hard to feel confident when you don't trust your body. I've been really detailed in my body preparation, and then my overall game has gotten way better. And so that is obviously great to hear that Quinn Hughes himself is feeling better about his body. He's feeling more confident in what he's capable of doing, how he doesn't have to hold himself back, how he can just go all out every single game, every single shift. It's why it was good news to see him actually only play 19 minutes against the Blackhawks and not 25, 26, 27 minutes like he had played in some of the other games throughout the year. Oh no, they're limiting their ice time. No, it's that there are other players who are actually playing well enough to justify giving ice time to. You don't have to force Quinn to do everything at this point. He had a 31-minute game to open up the year against Philadelphia. So we'll see if that trend continues later tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll make a post-game video about it as always, but for now, we're going to use this time to just marinate the Quinn Hughes and Sidney Crosby conversation. Just allow it to breathe a little bit. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Rick Tocchet and his perception here? Quinn Hughes, is he that guy? Is he going to lead the Vancouver Canucks to 4 Stanley Cup Finals appearances over his long career? I mean, look, Crosby had made the finals twice by the time he was Quinn Hughes' age, so maybe that ship has already sailed at this point. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the work ethic and the drive of both of these superstar players. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.